All right, great morning, everybody. My name is Randy Webb. We have been doing our Forex basic course. Of course, I said we were going to do it for 4 weeks. I have our initial basic set up at the beginning of this. If you go to my YouTube, you can catch the 7 or 8 videos that we have on there. Just look at them, learn them, take some notes on them. And then, of course, when we get into the market like this, we're going to apply some of those things that you learned in those previous videos. So today, we're just going to look for some opportunities in the market. Obviously, it's Friday. So if you have a prop account or anything, a prop firm type of account, remember, some of them don't allow you to hold over the weekend. So be cautious. If you're in a trade, you're just going to have to close it out. But what I love about when you're dealing with a prop firm, for example, you got to abide by rules. Well, you should have rules for yourself anyway. Okay. So the great thing about these firms are they're actually are giving you good rules to abide by. Okay. So if you're training to be a day trader, what does a day trader do? A day trader says, I'm not going to hold any trades overnight. I'm going to close out whatever my gains or my losses are for the day. I'm going to close it out. And I'll give you guys a personal story. I'm trading an account, a 200K prop firm account, funded. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you the difference between me now as a profitable trader and then me when I wasn't a profitable trader. Okay. So me as a profitable trader, the number one thing that's changed that makes me profitable is I cut losses. Okay. That's straightforward. Cut losses. Okay. So let me tell you what happened. Trading a 100K account. The first week trading it, I take, I'm sure US 30 is gonna, remember I said US 30 is gonna push up. And I go into a trade, and I think I go into it midway. It's probably like at 38.50 or something like that. And that joker drops down and I'm like 2,000 in pullback and drawdown, right? So that's 2% of my account. I'm past 2% of my account. Okay. I close it out. I don't trade for that day. The next day, take a trade. Oh my God, another bad trade. Okay. Now you can imagine your mindset's jacked up. You're like, man, I'm trading this account. Day one, took a 2% loss. Day two, I took a 1% loss. The account's down by 3%. Now, still, when you look at it, I want you to look at, because if I say you're down by 3,000, that sounds pretty more intense because you're looking at $3,000. That's a lot of money, right? Versus I'm down by 3%. But what I learned is, okay, I'm down by 3%. I was able to cut my losses. Well, guess what? The next day or the next week, I win 1.5% gain for the day. Okay. Next day, 1% gain for the day. Next day, 1.5% gain for the day. Now that account is up. Okay. In the positive. Okay. Couple thousand up. Why? Cutting losses because I know that I can come back and have a better day. I can have a good day. But what you can't do is when you don't cut losses and you allow it to take your entire account, you don't get another shot to build that account. Okay. You have a prop firm account where the daily drawdown is 5%. Okay. If your daily drawdown is 5%, don't get close to the 5%. You know what I see online when I look at some of these prop firms? I go look at the reviews. Okay. And of course, a lot of these prop firms are not really good, right? They don't want to give withdrawals or they find ways not to pay you. But one of the main things I see that people are complaining about is that I seen someone say, man, I was at my drawdown was at something. I had $100 left. And I want you to really consider the psychology of that trader. Okay. Your drawdown pulled back so much that the only thing that you care about at that point is that $100 was going to keep you in the game. If you already let it draw down, let's say it was a five, your drawdown was let's say $10,000, okay, for the day. And you let that joker draw down to 9,900 in one trade. Should you be complaining about $100 or $50 drawdown? We should have been out of that trade, right? And so we have to make these decisions. If you're going to become a successful trader, okay, it's not just about the skill set. We all know how to do this, believe it or not. You know how to look at the red candles and the green candles. The green are buy and the reds are sells. And if I teach you support, which means the floor, and if it bounced off that, you can enter for a buy. If I teach you resistance, you sell off of that or use it as a target point. Okay. Or I show you a demand zone where price just pushes up hard out of that demand zone. But what's the use if you don't use proper risk management? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. So you can see US 30 is up and down. Let's see. I'm waiting for it to come back down. So let me show you what happened here So we got the drop here, right? Some news hit or whatever. But I wanted to show you guys, you'll hear people use fancy language. And I don't like to use fancy language because it confuses people. You guys are brand new on this call. So I want to talk about something. So when we look at these candles, they don't just represent a color or anything. They represent price. Okay. When you're looking at a bullish candle, which is a green candle or a buy candle. Okay. When we look at this candle, we look at the nomenclature of it. Okay, when the candle, this wick is where price was discovering, right? But price didn't stay here. And then right where price opens up at on the buy candle, that's called an open. Okay. And on a buy candle, the top is called the close. That's where price closed at. And then you have your, lowest point, okay, that price bid, and your highest point. And then when you're looking at a sell candle, same thing. You're looking at your lowest price, highest price, but your sell candle, this is the open and this is the close. Okay. Now, when we talk about, you hear people talk about imbalances and things of that sort. And you're like, price has to come back down to grab that imbalances. What are they talking about? Okay. Well, what they're talking about is institutions. What they do is they have buy contracts sitting in place and they have sales contracts. It's no way. The retailers do not move the market like this. This is all institutional. Okay. This is not retail traders whatsoever. We don't move the market. Okay. It is your big money movers, your hedge funds that are moving the market, your banks that are moving the market. Okay. So when we look at something like this, there were contracts sitting here, okay, that need to be got. So what happened? You had to sell, and then what happened? Strong buying pressure here. So you got buys that came up here, pushed up, boom. Okay. But you have the wick area here. So some imbalances are sitting here. So what happens? They have to come back here and grab the rest of these contracts. So you'll see right around this area, price came back, grab what was in this area, and then we get our push up. Okay. So just to reiterate, like our man, we're watching this nicely. We could have entered in a buy. I'll tell you, entering it for a buy here is I won't say it, you can't call anything safe, but I think this is a nice setup for a nice buy to catch a couple pips scalping up here. So you can let it probably drop. As soon as it drops into the sevens, right? You can take that buy there. Let me go do that real fast. Actually, I'm just kind of scalping the market here while I'm talking to you guys. This is my prime time when I trade actually is between now and 11. So I'm out of the market by 11. Okay. All right, back to it. Okay. I'm in there for that buy there. So let's talk about this. So when last week we talked about, or in the previous, we talked about demand zones. So what are demand zones? Demand zones is any place where price moved 100 pips or more. Okay. So it's obviously, so supply zones are at the top, demand zones are at the bottom. So this obviously, right, we look at this is the absolute demand zone here. So, if I was looking to go in for a buy that I was very confident about, it would be right in my demand zone, right? And I would wait, okay? And you see how these are called imbalances right here, by the way, too. So price had to go fill those in. But here we go. We know they were doing some major orders are sitting here, okay? So anytime price dropped to this zone right here, right? So what would I do? My stop loss is going to go below this point. Okay. Anything up here, I'm buying. I'm buying in here. I'm never selling. Okay. Not me personally. Why? So what I do before I go do any type of entry into the market, the first thing I'm going to determine is the general direction. Okay. This is very simple to see. Our general direction here is an uptrend. Okay. And what do we do in uptrend? We only buy in uptrends. And I'm telling you guys, okay, I will tell it over and over again. I want to keep our trading transparent, okay? Because in this industry, there's so much lies and people acting like they're winning in this space, and they're not. They're not telling you the bad things about trading, okay? Even when you become a successful trader, you're gonna still blow an account. You're gonna still have a momentary lapse of judgment, okay, where you're gonna do the wrong things in trading, okay, and blow your account, okay? But you're gonna learn from it and then do the right things. All right. You know what? Like what I'm thinking right now, I was like, man, I did not put a stop loss in. Give me 1 second. Let's put a stop loss in, and always put a stop loss in. Okay, no matter what. You know, and I'll tell you guys, there's a prop firm account that I blew, and I didn't put the stop loss in the place that I needed in 30. Let's do 38. So right at 8 o'clock, I was literally looking at my phone, and the price went down so fast. So I couldn't even stop. It was like what that mean. So I always play stop losses, protect your capital, especially when you're in profit. Why blow your profit that you've made and you worked hard for just because you don't want to put a stop loss in? Okay, take the loss. All right, sweet. Okay, so what I do is we find the general direction, okay, of where price is going. Now you see on this chart, I'm gonna teach you guys how to use the cloud as well too. Okay, for those who want to scalp in the market or make some quick money in the market, right? And so when we look at the cloud as well too, the cloud's going to tell you when it's a green cloud, okay, it's representative of a uptrend. Okay, anytime that you have a twist, because you're going to see this first, if the red line crosses the blue line, it is an indication. If it crosses above the blue line, it's an indication of a buy. Okay, above the cloud, it's a strong buy. So right here, this has been a great time to enter the market for the buy based on this strategy here. Okay, so a lot of people, if you trade long term, right, you enter in for the buy and you just hold it, right, because it's above the cloud. And as long as it stays above the cloud, okay, that's okay. Now we can see that that's our zone here. Price has been ranging in between this zone right here. Okay, earlier it was doing it here, so this was the zone, this was the zone, and then of course my belief is that it's going to push up at some point, or it may push down. Okay, we don't stand too confident, just in case. We still put our stop losses in place. Look for this square. Second. You know, it's so crazy because I'm using several platforms now. I don't know if you guys have used DX Trades. I'll show you guys DX Trades here too. I'm getting better with, I don't really like the platform too much because you can't enter and out of trade. You can't enter, exit out of trades that easy. But it's what I do like is the risk management portion of it. It tells you exactly what you're risking. Okay. So going back to the cloud, everything about the cloud is called Ichimoku Kinko Hyo is what the name of this concept is. Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. So if you want to get this strategy called the Ichimoku Cloud, okay, you can get that in your indicators. All right. And then just keep the standard, you can keep the standard inputs there. So this is where price is working in between, right? So what we do is here, if you were to sell, you would sell the top here, stop loss at the top, and you would buy at the bottom here. These are our supply and our demand zones here, okay, until price moves up. Now you can see the cloud is kind of telling you what price is going to do. Okay, price is literally climbing this cloud. So as price as this is another day, another day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So probably next week, price should break. We've been waiting for price to break this 200, 300 zone. So somewhere around next week, price is probably going to finally break that 39, 300, 400 zone to create a new high here. Okay, if it's going to do it based on what the cloud is saying. That's not always guaranteed. So we're going to go, and I'm going to show you something, because in the cloud, you see these lines, this top line, this green line, these are representative of what we call support lines. Support, okay, represents support. The bottom of the cloud represents resistance. So if price comes below this and comes back up, this becomes resistance, okay? And then, of course, what they say is really you don't want to trade in the cloud per se, okay? But if you're a trader, you're not using the whole indicator. I actually trade and so I can trade a naked chart. But you know, if you're just strictly using the indicator, okay, the process, this is your support and resistance areas. Okay, your signal indicators are your red lines and blue lines. Okay, this is called a Tenkinson and a Kinjinsen. We just call it our conversion line and our baseline. And so I changed my baseline to blue, and I changed my conversion line to red. Okay, so if I'm looking for a buy in the market, okay, anytime this red line crosses above the blue line, it's going to be an indication for me to buy in the market. Okay, just that simple. And it's a weak indication below the cloud for a buy, and it's a strong indication above the cloud for a buy. All right. Okay. Now for a sell, same thing applies. When the red line crosses over the blue line, so when the conversion line crosses crosses below the blue line, this is an indication of a sell. So on the daily chart, if we were to catch this on the daily chart, and you held, this would be swing trading, of course, you would hold this for what, 1, 2, 3 days to get this type of profit here. That would be, you would have caught what, 775 pips based on that. Okay. Now, obviously, I don't want to hold trades that long, but that would be there. And you can see how price hit off. Remember I said support came through, boom, bounced off, went back. And then once again, you got your red line cross above the cloud, okay? But also another indicator or another way to enter the market is when we call it a breakout. If you're looking for a breakout out of the cloud, this is where you can catch, and you can back test this. Anytime that price comes out of the cloud and retest the cloud with your crossing. So here we have price below our conversion line. Okay, the conversion line crossed right here. Red line crossed over the blue line below the cloud. Okay, it tested it. Boom. We entered the market here. Wow. Okay, and as long as price stays below your signal line, okay, you can stay in the trade. As soon as price comes above the red line while you're in the trade, it's your indication to get out. Okay, that's how you can use this indicator. Same thing applies here. Okay, if you were to get in for a buy, as long as price stays above your signal line, okay, if you're on the daily, now this will be swing trade. We're gonna do this on the smaller time frame. Okay, as long as your trade stays above the red line, it's your indication to stay in the trade. As soon as it crosses, you're out of the trade. Okay, just that simple. And that's how you use the cloud. So yeah, the conversion line is red and the baseline is blue. All right, so let's go with let's go to, matter of fact, let's get settings for you. All right, so here's our settings, right? So net settings, conversion line is 9, baseline is 26, leading span B is 52, and lagging span is 26. Your lagging span is this green line, okay? This green line is just a line, basically a line of the candles, but what you do is for quick glance, it's for you to see your target points. Let's see, make sure, look at my trades here. I'm up. No, you're gonna let it sit more. Okay. Actually, let me enter another trade on my other account here. And stop loss in place as always. Okay, so back to it. So here goes our lagging span, 26, and then style. Conversion line, which is your Tenkinson, is going to be red. Your baseline, which is your Kinjinsen, which is going to be blue. Lagging span green, which is this thing right here, this line right here. Your leading span A, that's basically this over the cloud, this little line, okay? Your leading span B, that's this, okay? It's basically the red part of the cloud. We call this, we're going to talk about the nomenclature, the Kumo twist. Oh, they got Kumo cloud upper. Oh, you can make it, but we already have that in, so we're not to worry about that. And this is just the color of your cloud. If you want to lighten up, you can, or if you want to darken up the cloud, you can, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's all you need there. Those were for the cloud there, okay? All right, now let's go over this a little bit more. Now, I love trading you. I trade US 30. I scalp US 30 really more. I won't say I trade it, but I scalp it more, right? Enter a trade, wait for it to push up, you close out a couple $100. You do that a couple times and you get your 1% for the day. And that's pretty much how I trade, leveraging US 30. I'm going to use probably some other instruments. I see other people trading the NASDAQ and the S&P. They're all good with structure, okay? But once we determine, thank you, love. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be good. Thank you. So once once you determine, like I said, I look for where I'm going to trade at. So once I determine my demand and my supply zones here, determine the direction of where it's going. So me personally, I only take buys. Okay. If I, personally, I only take buys when in the bullish market. Okay. Here we are in a zone. You can potentially go in for a sell. For me, going into a sell is just stressful sometimes because I just feel one day it's just going to pop up and not come back, which we know that's the case. It's going to be bullish. So I prefer to take the risk at buying versus selling, me personally. Yes, you can trade US 30 with prop firms. Yep, I trade US 30 with prop firms. So whether you're using like of course, do your research. Whether you're using FTMO or Cortana or Quantec or you have we're about to do oh my God, Search Trader based right in Florida. So, which is a prop firm here, right, based here in the United States. So anyways, so when we look at this, let's just talk about what we see. And then we'll get back to the cloud. Thank you. My wife brought me breakfast here. Yeah, I'm fasted right now. I came right from my workout, y'all, just to get on here with y'all. Okay, but I might eat right in front of you a little bit. Okay, I'll cut off the camera. But so here's what we're looking at. Okay, and because we want to keep trading simple. Okay, what's happening here? This is trending up. Okay, now obviously I look at bigger time frames, so we're gonna go to a smaller time frame before we enter. I'm gonna trade right now. Okay, here. What I'm waiting for, I want to see price go above about, I'll probably close out about 38.50 or so. Okay, we'll see it come around here. It's gonna mess with me for a little bit, but it's gonna eventually just shift up, or it may come down. Okay, I got my stop loss below. And sometime it might just pop all the way back up. Obviously, that's a good day if we get up there. Okay, but price is moving upwards. And then what happened? Price is not moving upwards anymore, is it? Price is moving sideways. Okay, so you got to determine what phase of the market in then, because the market moves in three different ways. It moves up, sideways, and down. That's it. And you got to determine that trend. Look, there goes my price coming up right there. I like it. See how much. Like I said, when I'm scalping out, I'm looking for a couple $100 and I close it out. There we go. Oh, no, it went down. You know what? We want our 200. Give me my 200 back. So, yeah, we're gonna wait. It's gonna pop up there. So and then you just gotta be calm with trading too. You know why I'm calm? Because I know the worst thing right now, I'm calm right now because the worst thing right now, especially for me trading a prop firm, the worst thing that could happen to me is I hit my daily limit. Don't go past my daily limit. So for a $500 account, the daily limit, you can't go past 5,000. You go past 5,000, you blow the account. Okay, so what do? You set a stop loss that you lose no more than $2,500 per trade. Okay, I lose no more than 2.5% max or 1.5%. Okay, so you set that so I don't have to worry. Like the worst case scenario, I come back to my computer. I'm like, oh my God, bad trade. I still have my account. I live to trade another day. Okay, and I'm going to get that gain back. So this is why I'm all calm. But back then I wasn't calm. You watch these numbers go up and down. It can be a pretty mess. But I know where this is going. Why? Because we are in demand zone area. Okay, contracts are sitting here. Okay, and this is look at price. Oh, nice price pushing up. I'm gonna just let it push all the way up. Okay, we're gonna get to this area here. Okay. So price is moving upwards, moving downwards. So what if you guys did take that US 30 buy, you're in profit right now. Okay. We are nice now. Let me see. Oh, yep, 600. We're gonna close that up. Boom. Nice. And yep. Nice. And then I may be done for trading today. All right. And that's it. So up, sideways, down. Okay. So now we determine that. How do we enter this market? Okay. How do I find out where do I want to enter at? I know personally that I'm only gonna buy and when I scalp here. Okay. So now I went through my daily, looked at where it was going. Okay. I see price rejected off of this floor here and it's pushing up. So I'm expecting price to come all the way back up to here. So if I get in this trade, okay, I'll be in here. Stop loss will just go right below. Okay. You don't got to risk as much. Okay. But there's a lot to gain here. Okay. If price pops back up here for you. And it's just that simple. You scalp, you buy all the way back up. My lot size in US30 determines your account. So if you're using 100, so for me, I keep it very simple. 100K account, I use a standard one. So $10 per pip. For a $200,000 account, the max I'll use is 2. And that's, I do that and I scalp that in the market so that if price does pull back, it doesn't hit 2,000. Like, so if you're using like some people will use a 5, and I may do a 5 at the very, very base. A 5 or even a 10 or a 20, oh, that's a heart attack. Okay, that's you trying to hit a big trade, but it's stressful. Me personally, I like to slow and steady wins the race. Okay, I like, just like you can win big, you can lose big. I prefer to win medium, or I prefer to win medium to small and lose medium to small. Just win more than I lose. Okay, but if you are losing big amounts, that can be very stressful because now it's like now you got to keep trading big, which you're going to blow your account. So think about it. You trade, let's say you have a 200K account, you trade a 10, which is $100 per pip. Okay. You trade $100 per pip. Sheesh. Now you get pulled back. Let's say you get pulled back $5,000. Boom, that's a hit. You either got to determine, do I close it? Okay. Yeah, you close it. Okay. Now what do you get? I got to make a 5. So what are you going to do again? You're going to put 10. Now you're down 10,000. And you're just easing through the hole. Man, this is setting up nicely. If you're in that trade, so I closed mine out. I was like, you can't go broken profit. But look, and that's a nice little push up. It's going to come back down. It's going to come back down again, back down this area probably one more time, and then push back up. And that's okay. Thank you for that, Trayvon. In trading, the great thing about this, and I want you guys to get used to just telling your truth. Okay, when you just tell, this is what happened to my account, I blew my account. Okay, it's okay. Like in this industry, people make you feel bad. Like these are learning lessons. The great part, you get to learn them either in demo accounts or you get to learn them in prop firm accounts where you're not losing your money. Okay, you're losing either, the demo prop firm account money where you had an opportunity to get a funded account. Okay, that's okay. You only use 0.5% to even get the account. Okay, so it was lessons. And so, but the lessons in trading, the lesson for me, like I said, to become profitable is I had to learn how to cut losses. Okay. And I had to learn how to, it's not about the big gains, it's slow and steady. So I want you to think about, when I go into trading accounts, for example, my goal per day for real, 0.5% gain. And if I feel good, I'll go after 1% to maybe 1.5%. But really, I'm looking for that for the week. Okay. So if I have $100,000 account, and I do a 1.5% for the week, okay, that's 1,500. The next week I do 1.5%. That's 3,000 total now. The next week I do 1.5%. Now I'm up 4,500. Next week, do it again at 6,000. Okay. If it was a 50% split with the prop firm, I just made $3,000. Okay. Just on 1.5% per week. I don't got to go crazy. Okay. That's a nice income that you get to put away leveraging someone else's money. So, but instead of trying to make the 20 or 50 grand, just grow the account 5 to 10%. Okay. If you're growing at 10%, that's 2.5% per week. That's a 0.5% per day. You see it's nice, this nice push here. I'm not on trade right now because I want to be focused talking to you guys, but I would be trading this right now, scalping this up. Okay. Because this is just how nice that US30 is. For me, I feel US30 is so easy to trade because you just know where it's going. And if it happens to drop below this, listen, stop loss below here. Okay. It's just that simple. Stop loss below here. Okay. You got a prop firm, you're not below your account. You do a 1 standard, or you do a 0.50 which is $5 per pip lot as well. And then you just have fun, scalp a couple $100 every single time. That's it. And build up that prop firm account. Okay. All right. So back to it. So we already know that we're in a range right now. We're not necessarily in a trend. So we're in a range on the daily, but now we're looking for opportunities on the 15 and the 5 so that we can make some money. Okay. So I know here, guess what? Inside of our ranging area, okay, we can see price went up to the top there. And then when price gets up there, what it does is go down. Okay. So we go from demand zone to supply zone, and supply zone to demand zone. Okay. So price came back down. Now, what is price about to do? Price came here. Okay. Because what did price do here? Same exact thing. Came down what? And then shifted up. Same thing. What do you think price is doing right now? It is about to shift up unless it breaks structure here. Okay, and that's why we put our stop loss below here, just in case it decides to break structure when I want to go in for that nice little trade. Okay, so we traded back up to this point here. That's it. We're going to scalp it back up. This is me. Listen, I'm telling you guys that I have a friend. I ain't going to mention his name on here. I don't know if he's on. Let me see if he's on here. You know, unfortunately, man, I ain't going to, and I don't, he ain't on here. I told him, I was like, listen, bro, close the trade out. The trade he was holding, he was up. He was up in his account. He was about to pass his challenge. And he was down by $1,000. Close of business. I said, close the trade out, bro. I said, I promise you, you don't want to be in any US 30 trade holding. Okay. They come for those contracts. Close it out. Take the loss. Live the trade another day. He didn't close that trade out. Okay. Next week comes, guess what? He's in a trade. He actually gets that trade, closes out. Okay. So I want to get you guys in the psychology. He actually wins that trade. He closes both of them out in profit. Even gets up more in the account. But the problem that we have here are habits. You see, we have, these are habit problems. So if you have a bad habit, but you keep on winning with bad habits, one day that habit is not going to serve you. And so what happened is, okay, habits like, oh, it came back. I'm good. Another trade got in the same situation. This time didn't close it out. Okay. That one trade breached his account. He was about to pass that account. And what I'm telling you, if that's it's going to be the hardest thing you ever do, man. I'll be hating when I have to close out trades. I hate it. I hate when I have to close out trades. But the lessons I learned is like, it's Friday today, right? I love trading. I do. Okay. And I will be in here scalping, but I have to know when to stop. When the market stops being volatile, the market's slowing up. I have to know, okay, stop going into trades. So you're going to get stuck and you can't hold trades over the weekend. So you're going to have to end up taking a loss if you don't do it the right way. Okay. So you have to be ready and strategic and make decisions. So what I see with US 30 is I will be scalping US 30 all the way up. Okay. So it's going to, just like it trended down and dropped out of this area. Okay. Eventually it's just going to push up to this area the same exact way. This is institutions that are pushing this. Okay. It might come back down and revisit here and then push back up. As far as will it have traditional structure, maybe might get some, we're going to get a little bit of correction here. I don't know if it's going to come down to this place here, but let's talk about the rest of this cloud. Anytime that the cloud is really thin, it is an indication that price is going to break through the cloud. Okay. Also, anytime that you see a Kumo twist, that's when red turns into green here, that is an indication that there's going to be a direction change. All right. And so what you guys are seeing, this was a direction change here. And then what's happening? We're about to get another Kumo twist. Okay. It came into red and then it's going to twist to green potentially. Okay. And then what happens? Price is going to push up. Okay. And so what are you waiting for? We're looking at it's below our red line. So should we trade this if I was based on this indicator? No, I should not trade this based on the indicator. Okay. But me being a trader, okay, what am I gonna look for? Well, really what I want as a trader is I want price to come back. Okay. And price is going to come back. I want price to come back somewhere over here, and it will. Somewhere around here, price is going to come. Okay. That's what I'll look for my next entry. And then I'll get in the market. And then maybe it might break the zone or do something special. But here's the greatest part. I'm going to tell you what this red line is going to do. This red line is going to eventually come down. Okay. It is going to start, as every candle goes, it's going to shift down. Price will eventually get cuffed inside the conversion line. Okay. And it's going to hook it. Now, you're going to have to study this because there's some things that I just can't teach. It's just things you have to see. You're going to see how the cloud moves, and there's a certain hook that it does with the signal line that shows you that there's momentum in the market. And boom, that's my time to enter the trade. Okay. But if you're using this indicator, look at, there goes price. Price is about to get tucked in. So if it stays and closes above that red line, it's going to hook. That will be a good time to get into the trade as well too. Why? Because now that conversion line now becomes a support. So these represents moving support and resistance, just like a moving average. Okay. So what will happen if price shifts above here and then this red line crosses above the blue line, you can enter in for this buy here on the 15-minute chart. Okay. In which I think that's what's about to happen here. Okay. So the next candle is gonna light up. If it closed above this, next candle is gonna light up, come back and test the area, boom, and the lines cross, and then you're in. But remember, below the line is a weak indication. However, I mean, you're a trader, you understand where we are. Okay, if we get our pullback, enter, boom, and we want to take it up to 39, about 39,000 or 39.2 being the max here. Put your stop loss in profit. So that's that trade for US 30. That's what we're looking for. Let's go look at the rest of the trades for the week that we did. We had some news that hit that for me, I feel it reset the market. Well, price here, yeah, reset the market. Price went exactly where we expected to go. Okay. All right, so we hit TP1 on GJ. Man, I don't be knowing these things be hidden. Okay, so the trades for the week, this is what we set up. Stop loss was at 188.5. Okay, we had a demand zone here. And this is why I like demand zones, by the way. Okay, so anytime I tell you there's a demand zone, I need you to think, man, I'm looking for a buy there. Put an alert there. You can put a buy order there. Me personally, I don't like buy orders per se, just in case the trade continues past. But you can see here, okay, this was our zone here. Price demand zone because price went what? More than 100 pips, right? Starting here, price more than 100 pips, okay? For more than 100 pips in a day. So, and really it's 50 to 100. So what happened as soon as price came down here, boom, didn't stay, went all the way back up, hit our TP, hit TP1. Okay, that was a good trade. Golly, missed that entry. I missed that one. Am I still trying to close out? Okay. Can remember if I close out my trade. There we go. All right, so what's happening here? So looking at GJ, so we already hit TP, we already hit TP1. It's gonna come back for a correction. We see that here. I'm gonna show you guys some confluence. What's confluence? Looking at several different things that give you confirmation of what price is gonna do. So you see how price is increasing here, okay? On the top there. Or we just put it, we can put it in the whole channel if we want to, but price is increasing, that's a flag, okay? An ascending flag, right? Flag correction. Then what we have here is we have what we call divergence. Okay. Divergence is telling bearish divergence is bearish, telling me that price is going to drop. Price is correct. Now, as far as correction, it may just be that it's going to correct down a little bit or down to this blue line here. Remember, this is considered a support line as well too. So what's going to happen, right, for our re-entry, because GJ is going to continue. We finally broke that high that we were expecting. So we are still in the uptrend. So in uptrends, we buy. Okay. So price may come to this area. Okay. And then shift up to number 2. Okay. All right, let's look at the whole thing. Okay, I called this earlier this week for those who hopped on my session. So price is I'll be out by TP3, but price is obviously pushing up. We are on our daily, strong daily candle, bullish. Okay, 4-hour candle, nice, bullish. We broke above the cloud. Okay, look, we had our cross here. So even here, let's say that you were looking for this, we were looking for this opportunity. We had our red line cross. Soon as price goes above that red line, boom. And I'm gonna tell you, this is what lets us know momentum. I'm gonna give you guys one of my indicators. Okay, when this blue line is gonna go right behind this red line, and it's gonna literally shift up into price. That's telling you there is major momentum in the market, and we're gonna hit this. Like this is what I know. If this continues up like this, it's Friday, so it's not going to happen to this Friday. But when this red line, this blue line come together in a straight line, it's going to send this price shooting straight up. It's just letting you know it's momentum in the market. Okay. And you see here, price is about to repeat itself. So we're going to get, this is a 4-hour candle. I mean, it could hit today. We might end up getting price is actually shifting. Price actually may get up there today. Okay. It is pushing. So that was it for GJ. So GJ is going to continue. Okay, maybe you might get this pullback here. If you decide to enter the market now, okay, is that top? I'm expecting to pull back a correction. So I wouldn't, me personally, I would wait. I wouldn't enter yet. I'll wait for some type of correction first, and then enter the market for the buy for TP2. Okay, that's GJ. Let me go ahead and give you guys this one. Actually, let me set it. Give you guys this setup. All right, that's GBP JPY for the continuation of the buy. Okay, there goes the correct. Wait for that correction. All right. Gold. I haven't been trading gold because I want gold to create gold create a new high. So I want to wait for gold to create some history before we start looking at it again. Gold popped up on us. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Go to the daily once again. Every time that I trade, first thing I go to is going to be the daily. Okay. Have some breakfast here, y'all. Let me see. This thing is going slow on me, bro. Quick. Give me seconds, Jarvis. Give me 1 second. It's not setting. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you'll need what you need to do too when you're charting out. Make sure that me personally, I can't have indicators up when I'm looking at the chart. I want to just look at something clean. Okay. So what do we have? And let's talk about the story here. Okay. So straight looking at this, we're on our daily. So here we are, uptrend, right? How's an uptrend? We have our low, we have our high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we'll say that's the same level, right? So price went sideways. So boom. So we were up. Then what happened? Price moved sideways. When price moves sideways, you need to determine there's going to be a breakout. Okay, that's what you need to know. It's going to be a breakout to the downside or the upside. And it's going to be based on volume in the market. Okay, so price started moving sideways. Okay, it failed to make a what? Higher high. So it was no longer in an uptrend. Okay, and then it failed to make a higher low. Okay, maybe made a little higher low here, but it's a sideways market. Okay, so we know here's our zone here. Once upon a time, this was a zone as well too, right? And you see it filled all this in. These were left orders here, filled all that in. Okay, and then went beyond. Right. Once upon a time, that was a zone here. Okay. And then price broke it, went up. Now we got some history here. So what is price going to do? Price may return to touch this point again. Okay. If this is going to be it. We don't know yet. Okay. All right. We got a nice area here. Let's see what did price do from here. So obviously we have it crossed some of here. We got a nice drop and then price went back up again. So let's go and we have an area here. Here we go. So now if I'm looking for opportunity in the market, so once again, what was price doing? Price moved up. And then what happened? Price moved sideways. Okay. Price is moving sideways right now. So in between this area, price is down, up. So what do? Anytime I'm here, I'm looking for a buy opportunity. Okay. Stop loss goes below. Anytime I'm in this area, I'm looking for a sell opportunity. Stop loss goes above. That's it. Just that simple. That's what trading is. Okay. And you look for your best odds of trading. Okay. So I would say that my best odds of trading goal would be, okay, enter a trader. Now, obviously, we're on a very big time frame. So obviously you use proper risk management as well, too. Okay, when setting your stop loss, maybe based on what you're doing, your stop loss has to be set up here. which doesn't give you enough area to go below that previous low there, but okay. But that's the lowest low right there. All right, let's go down the time frame. All right. We start looking at several patterns, right? You have, if this close like that would be an engulfing pattern. Right now, you start using your knowledge, right? We have an engulfing pattern. So that's an engulfing candle right there. Okay. And for our engulfing candle, we're looking for a move up. So get that pullback, enter in for the buy, take it up somewhere in this area here. Okay. For gold. Once again, it's Friday, so I wouldn't be going too hardcore. The market is going to be settling out here. But I think that gold is probably going to shift up, get something there. That's why I see gold right now. We're in accumulation. Okay. Right now, you have buyers and sellers in this zone. And eventually, once we have enough buying pressure, either price is going to break above this area, okay, or it's going to drop below this area. And that's it. Okay. But until then, we can trade in between the zone. So same thing. So now that we know that price is ranging, okay, that's our 1 hour there. Let's just talk about the story. Okay. What did price do from here? Trended down. Price went up. If we wanted, for my Fibonacci people that like to run the fibs, let's see what our fibs say. It reversed right at the 78. Okay. 78.61. So same thing. Boom. So what we have, price came down, go back up to that 61% or 78%. So you can look at it that way as well too. For my Fibonacci, for my folks that run Fibonacci's. Okay. So now we got that. Let me put the cloud on it. Let's see what the cloud says. All right. So remember, support and resistance lines, right? So anytime that another cue from the cloud is anytime that your conversion line and your baselines go sideways, it's letting you know that we're in consolidation. Okay. So right now, price is in consolidation right now. Okay. And so if you're entering trades based on the indicator, would you enter now? No. Okay. But if you're entering based on structure and what you're looking at in this correction here, yeah, you probably enter now. Let's go to a smaller time frame. The smaller time frame will tell us something different. There we go. When we set that conversion line, it's acting as what? Support right now. Okay, so right there, and that is a support area, is acting as support. Okay, let's go to a smaller time frame, 15-minute. Okay, we're in between, same thing. It's sideways. But at some point, this red line will cross the blue line. It's below the cloud, so it's a weak indication. However, okay, we're trading zone to zone because we know the price is moving sideways right now. Okay. So same thing. If you just see anytime red line cross below the blue line, sell. Anytime red line cross above the blue line, buy. Okay. That's the indicator. That's simple. You can actually set an alert for when these crossings happen too. So here's how you set an alert. So if I want to set an alert for when this line was going to cross, I click on it, add alert to indicator, strategy. Oh, no. There we go. Add alert to Ichimoku. And then basically I want the conversion line cross above up, or I can do any crossing if I want. But for this one, we'll look for a buy, right? Above, use Ichimoku again, the baseline. And when it does that, I'm looking for a buy. So what do I go here? I can say buy XAUUSD. So I can set my alerts so I never really miss a trade. And this can go to your phone as well too. You actually set it up to go to even a Telegram group. Okay. Create. Okay. So now I'll get an indicator on my phone or an email. When that line crosses, boom, buy gold. Okay. So you can set that on any of these that you want to set them on so that you don't miss a trade as well too. All right. So that's gold. Okay. Same thing. Gold overall. Gold is ranging, but I would be looking to buy gold in the zone that it's in right now. Now let's look at it based on the cloud. Where is that in the cloud? On the daily, definitely above the cloud. It's showing us, now let me tell you, you see this? That's letting us know there is a correction coming. There is a big correction coming, okay? There's a drop coming because they got to fill. This guy has to get, so we're actually somewhere around, this has to be filled in. At least it's, so price is going to come somewhere around this point, the 20, 21, 30 point. Okay. Before it goes back up, I'll be looking for a nice entry around there. You'll see this blue line actually curve back up around that area too. Okay. So it should be happening, but this cloud let me know there's going to be a dip coming in the future. All right. Let's look at our 4-hour. Okay. And here we go. We're getting our consolidation. Okay. Market's moving sideways. Don't be surprised. We get a drop down to this area here, like I said. Okay. And before it shifts back up. So typically they say what? Don't trade in the cloud. Remember, red line, look at your conversion line on the daily, on the 4-hour. It's above our price. So this is letting you know, hey, it might just drop back down. So I wouldn't enter this trade just yet based on this indicator. I would wait for the price to actually close above the conversion line and test the conversion line before I consider entering this trade, or even wait for the conversion line to cross on another time frame. Okay. So, but look, it's still above the cloud on the 4-hour. It's below the cloud on the 1-hour. We used to teach that, if you wanted not, it's no such thing as guaranteed trade, but if you were looking for a nice buy to get in, you wanted everything to be above the cloud, starting with your daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, and then you would enter in your 15-minute. If everything was above the cloud, you were in the buy on your 15-minute. Okay. And that's how you trade the cloud. So let's look for some opportunities that way by using this indicator. All right. What else we charted out here? We have, see, AJ. Yeah, we did chart AG. Let me see. So AJ, and guys, I realize I do big moves. Okay, here's where we are with AJ. So same thing. You see that we always set these zones. I love coming back to see this. Man, price just, when you have a demand zone, you figure this demand zone out, you see the way that price just bounces off of it. It's crazy. Okay. Once again, the opportunity here, being able to get in out of this zone here, 50 pip move up. And so once again, we have our red lines above the cloud on the daily. So that's right. Obviously, price is moving up. That's bullish. Price is bulk above the cloud. Now, obviously, you don't enter here. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I've just been trading this for so long. See this area right here? Better make it a red line. Several things that I see that are happening on this chart right now based on this indicator. Okay, so price did shift up. You can see that, right? But their crossing was over here. There is no crossing here to give you the indication that this was going to be a buy because it hasn't done that yet. So what it's telling me, and the cloud is still red, so we haven't had our Kumo twist to show that we're about to trend up yet. All right. So as of right now, price may reject off of this area here because you can see the cloud is lower here. So it may come back down and test this area first before it shifts back up. Hence, waiting for this conversion line to actually shift up and that blue line to shift up as well too. Okay. But overall, yes, I'll be looking for a buy for AJ come next week. Okay. The continuance up, right? The continuance up to TP1 and TP2 for AJ. When I'm doing, this is the easy part of trading, right? We all see it like, it's like, man, it went exactly where it's supposed to go. The hardest part about trading is you being in the market and believing that what you set up is what's going to happen, right? And I think that's where most people are having a hard time in Forex, right? Is believing what you actually charted out is going to work, okay? But once again, we always want to identify, and like I said, I always identify the trend. So this one, we were showing all the support and resistance areas. So you can see on this one, this is the daily trending down, right? On the daily downtrend. So what are we doing in downtrends? We're selling, okay? And then what happens here? We broke structure. We are in an uptrend. What are we doing in uptrend? We're buying in uptrends. Okay. And I'll buy up to the same exact zone here. So we sell all the way down to this zone here, and we buy all the way up to this zone. So it's already entered this area here. So we're probably is likely going to probably start going back down, and hence our red line conversion line move sideways. But we can go to our smaller time frame. Let's see what we got here. Price is above the cloud on the 4 hour, but you can see we have our double top here as well too. Price came to that area, dropped. Okay. So if price returns back to the area, it may drop or it may continue. Okay. Or price may break structure here and then continue downwards. What do we have? This is our 1 hour. Okay. We're trending downwards. Okay. So now price is trending up. Price is trending down. So why? Because that's our high. That's our low. That's our lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. Lower high. Okay, what do we need? Another lower low, and now it breaks structure here. We get a lower low here. Okay. So if I were looking for, let's say I was looking for an opportunity, I look for better trades in this, but if I would look for opportunity, I was like, this is the one. Okay. If I enter for a sell here, sell, stop loss here, looking to take price to here. Okay. Or with based on the cloud, a lot of people you can use this indicator here. So look where price has been. So this real quick, price stop there. Price actually bounced off of this area several times. So it's likely the price is actually going to reverse. And this is the story that you have to read, right? So what? Look, 1, 2, 3. Anytime price is in this area, it actually reverse. So I wouldn't want to enter the market right here. Actually, that would be a bad sell for me. Okay. Where I want to enter the market if I was looking for a sell opportunity is it need to break this area. Okay. Retest the area. Then I enter the market. Okay. Once it's moving in a direction I wanted to move in. Then I enter the market. Okay. Otherwise, this would be a setup for a pullback, and then that would be good for me. So what may happen is price may pull back to this area here. Now, if this red line crosses below the blue line, below the cloud, okay, that's indication to enter. I would enter that trade if it was above here, and I'll take my TP here, or my stop loss would go in profit just in case I feel it's going to break this area here. Okay. But that's it. That's how I would go in that trade. This is not the best setup. I'm just giving you guys a scenario. Let's look through some more opportunities here. All right, looks like we hit TP2 on this one. Reset the market here. Oh, yeah, this week we killed it this week on that one. Okay. This one hit TP, well, hit all TPs. TP2, 1 and 2 were hit for AUD, CAD. Okay, we're getting our correction right now. We're in an uptrend as long as it doesn't break this area here. This is our previous low. As long as it don't break that area, we're in an uptrend still. We can see that our baseline is moving upward. So that's letting me know, based on what I'm seeing, that it's going to probably hold. It's probably going to come down and wick up. We're looking for our continuation again, because this is our correction. We're now looking for our continuation up. So what's my next zone? I look left. So with the green line, I look left. What's my next area to look for? Well, there goes one. Okay, so that'll be a target point that I would go to. So if I was looking to target that, it would be 89,361. Okay, once I got my confirmation that this was moving back upwards, so it'll be that. And then what's the next area? Move to the left. That green line's right there. That will be my next target right there. Okay, and then of course the target up here. So that'll be our next week. Well, let me see. Let me go ahead and just, we hit all TPs here, so let me go ahead and just push those out. All right, so our next TP1 is going to be right here. TP2 will be right here. And then TP3 Now let's talk about how to enter this. Okay, next week. This will not be today. Don't enter this trade today. This is a setup for next week. So we're gonna see how this turns out. But we're gonna go so daily. How do we enter this market now? What are we gonna wait for? All right. So I already have my trend up. We're trending upwards, right? Price is gonna probably somewhere around here for support. Okay, and start pushing back up. So let's go to our 4-hour. What happened? You can see price wicked in. So, man, look, I love this. We call it confluence, right? When things you're talking about actually go with some of the indicators, for example. So we have price may pull back into this cloud. Remember, this is a support and resistance area. So if price closes here today, then price may continue down a little bit more. Okay. But if price pulls back up, we're waiting for price to go up. This red line may come and cuff price here and cross above the blue line for our entry, for our buy for AUDCAD. I'm going to go ahead and set because I don't want to miss this trade for next week. So I'm on my conversion line to cross up my baseline. Done. Create. You can make it to where it does it every time. So if you're trading, you can make it to where this does it every time. So you can go look at the market or go into the market. Okay. There we go. And where would stop loss go? Like once again, I would wait. Stop loss would go just wait for price to come down and reject. Once we figure out where price stops at, stop loss goes right below it. Or if you want to take stop loss way below here, this is really far, so I wouldn't put stop loss down here personally. But you could. I mean, 30. Yeah, that's a large stop loss. So I would wait for price to go back up and then stop loss will go back below that low there. All right, so let's go to our 4-hour now. 1 hour. And we can see, you can see, kind of see the prices start to level out to come around. I feel I see divergence on the 15. Yep. See the price is starting to level out here. See how it was straight there? The price was coming down here. So it's letting me know that the sellers are leaving the market. Buyers are now entering the market. So price is going to eventually correct back up and shift. Once again, so on our 15-minute, we can look for price. Once we get our crossing on our 15 minutes, we enter in for the trade for our buy, and we're in for AC. So let me give you guys the overall. Let me give you the link for this one. Our expectations. All right, just AUDCAD in the chat. There you go. All right, okay. I'm going to speed through the rest of these so we kind of speed our time up here. All right, look like that one hit stop loss. Came down to, let me see. Yeah, I don't think we got any TPs for that one. So we're expected a break. We didn't get anything here. So it bounced off that and continued up. So secondary trend up. So that one was a no-go. AUD USD. It went up to TP1 and then came back down. Okay. I still think so. This is an uptrend, right? You see this low, high, low, higher, higher, low. Okay. So we're gonna get our push up. We may get a push up next week. Or let me look. That's the daily. Make sure. Yeah. It still looks like we're still in a trend. We're still trending upward. So we'll see what price does. If I was going for a buy here, stop loss here, and we'll look for the shift up to TP1. So we'll keep this one valid. You had a correction there. AUD USD. Finish that too. Eggs are cold here now. It's sitting here. All right. Let's go to our next one. For those who traded GA, looks like we did hit some TPs. And TP2. May have hit stop loss. Or we were first. Could have possibly hit stop loss first before it came down. Hey, let's see. It's like it went up, hit TP. Well, first, let me see. What do we have here? Trying to see what I have. No, it continued actually. So what we're expecting here, it came to this area, corrected. We're expecting for it to stop here. It kept going. That was I guess that was like the previous low there. But this is trending downward. So that zone here, all the way down. And it looks like we may come all the way back up here. So we'll see. Come back to GU. Hit TP2 in reverse. That's GBP NZD. We were in an uptrend here, GBP CAD. I'm gonna have to close this trade out. Actually, I'm in that trade. Yeah, we're gonna close that one out. This is a prime example, for example, right? I'm up this account that I'm trading here, the GC, I'm down. Let you guys know it's down $700 on that trade. It looks like it's not going to come back. It just broke structure. So, but you know what? That account was up, what, 3,700. So closing that trade out, we're going to see if it reverses back up. See if I can catch a little bit more of this, but it looks like I'm going to hit this stop loss. This is where my stop loss is at. All right, so we got to TP1, but then it never returned. So it's reversing. However, this is the low right here. Okay, so price may come to this area and then push back up at the same time. Or once it goes below this level, then we'll be trending downwards if it does do that. We'll wait till next week. I'm gonna see how price ends today. GBP CAD CHF. All right, we're still in the same zone here. That one's still valid for next week. Still in the uptrend. Okay, got halfway to TP1. So this is the what we call trading the triangle. So once again, on the 4 hours above the cloud, on the daily, it's above the cloud. See price shifting up. You see that red line, how it's pushing up, momentum's coming. 4 hour, 1 hour, above the cloud as well too. Okay. And 15-minute below the cloud. But once price, you can use the indicator. Once the red line crosses above the blue line, you can enter in for the buy for GBP CHF. See, do that. GBP CHF. That's a nice setup there. All right. And you, nope, we didn't get that one. Came back down this, it broke this flat, came back, it's come back down to this area here. Now I may go back up, come back to that one. EU trending upwards. So we're still in an uptrend. So that's still, everything's still valid. Let me clean this up a little bit for the cloud. All right, so what am I looking at? We're still in an uptrend. Why? Because this was the previous low in this area here, okay? Well, obviously based on the daily. Let's go to, so we hit TP2, came back down past TP1 to our stop, and see a stop also go here. So what do we see? This is where you have to determine, when you look at trading, just make it simple, okay? Uptrend. Why? Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and so forth, all the way up, right? Same thing, okay? We're still at, this was the low. We're still in an uptrend. It's not, it hasn't busted, it hasn't broken structure yet. So you got to wait for it to break structure. If it breaks structure here, right, and that's where a stop loss will go here. Put stop loss there, or you can put stop loss much lower. But if you want to tighten it up, stop loss there, or you can expect to enter around that price. Okay, entering for the buy. And then once again, you have TP1. You know, it hit TP2 last week. We can expect for it to hit TP3 next week. Okay, so we'll keep this all valid, TP1, 2, and 3. So let me go in. EURUSD for the buy. So we got our breakout of the flag areas, testing the area as support, right? So expecting a possible drop. Keep that one the same. We'll come back to UCAD. We're expecting the drop here. So we'll see. We'll come back to this one next week. Let's say buy this, actually sell. I think that is it. Yep, we already got EG, hit all TPs. Same thing. Remember we talked about these zones? So we made the zone here, and that's all that it did. Like this zone to zone. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Same thing, come down, up until it breaks out of that price area. And that's all the price ever does in, dealing with these instruments here. Okay. You find those demand zones. I think that's all that we charted out for the week here. So we'll let the market's going to close here shortly. So I wouldn't trade anymore. We got our breakout here. I didn't enter this trade, but we did do it. So finally got the breakout. A lot of these move very slow. BTC is down to back down that area, huh? Same thing. BTC is doing, look, this is come back here and it's going to shift back up. I'm not trading any cryptos, y'all, because it's too volatile. This thing was at 72 and it dropped down to 65. So too volatile to trade will knock your stop loss or whatever you got every time. All right, I think that's it. Any questions so far? Let me get these. I'm gonna get these posted in our groups. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording. Any questions? If you guys have any questions, we are done for this session here. And I'll see you guys.